Gemini, the air is charged and you're the spark everyone's drawn to. Words drip like honey today. But with that quicksilver twist, only you can pull off. On this Flameline Friday, your wit is your flame, your charm the matchstick, and trust me, hearts are ready to catch fire. Let's see who's stepping closer to your heat. All right, Gemini? Let's look at the energy surrounding your love life right now. Okay? Looking like we're trying to tap into heart's desire. Yearning for heart's desire. Are you yearning for love right now, Gemini? Are you yearning for love right now? Is that one of your things on your top 5 to-do list right now? Finding a genuine connection? Your person? Somebody that's for you? If that's the case, let's tap in and see what's going on. Let's reach out to spirit and see what's aligning for us in love right now. What's aligning with the energy around your love right now? What's aligning with your energy around love right now? So whether you are single, in a relationship, or mingling, okay, your intentions are love right now. The energy around your love life is you are seeking love. You are seeking love, okay? And you're determined to receive it. You're determined to receive love. It doesn't matter what your experience was in the previous, the last, before. You are open to love and you are ready to receive it. You want to receive it. And you're determined. Nothing is going to get in the way of your journey for seeking love. Okay? You're looking for a connection that brings in balance. Okay? You're looking for a connection that brings in balance. Okay? And you're getting there. You're getting there, Gemini. One step at a time. Day by day, brick by brick, you are building up to this connection. Okay? You are building up to this connection that you are seeking. Your heart's desire. You are building up towards that connection. You are building up towards that connection. And I feel like as long as you are releasing the past and moving forward, not dwelling on things from the past and, energies from previous connections from the past, everything is going to keep moving forward and you're going to step right into this connection that you're seeking. Okay? And like with all connections, we always want to take our time, okay? We want to take our time and we want to move strategically, okay? The goal is to win, okay? And so we want to make sure that we're moving a winner's way. We want to make sure that we're moving a winner's way, okay? We don't want to just move off of, just temporary emotions or lust. We want to make sure that whatever we're getting ourselves into is here for the long ride. It's going to be here for the long ride. We've had enough of those come and goes. We're ready for something authentic, something worthwhile. And I honestly believe that is coming in. I honestly believe that is something that is coming in. Okay. I honestly believe that that is something that is coming in. Spirit, what else can you tell my Geminis for this Flameline Friday? What else can you tell my Geminis for this Flameline Friday? What else can you tell my Geminis? Yeah. We've dealt with people that have worn masks, and we're not trying to go down that road again. That was one rodeo that we don't want to do again. So we want to take our time with any connection and make sure that we're able to see the truth, the real person, that we're able to penetrate through any mask that a person might be wearing. Okay. And you might have something that might be actually coming in the works right now. I'm getting an energy of something like in the act of now. So for some of you, you might be in a connection now that you might need to take your time with. And just, you just want to take your time and make sure that this is something that has potential to grow. Okay? Yeah. Take your time. And for those of you who are not in a connection, I think that this is something either in a so I'm getting that this is for someone who's mingling or someone who's single. Okay? If you're already in a connection, this is something that seems to have that it seems to have that passion, that balance, that simple happiness. Something that, what am I getting? Something that if you are in a connection, it's easy to love. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're already in a connection and you've been in this connection for a while, um, or this is someone that you're not like just meeting, this is something that this is a connection that's easy. It's simple. It doesn't require to go to the extreme. It has a flow. Okay. And I love to say that a lot of times, that it's right when there's no turmoil. I mean, rare is it that you find a connection that has turmoil from day one and it succeeds. But I think that this connection has been, and this is for our people who are already in a connection, I think that the flow has been from day one, from the time of meeting and getting to know, it has been a flow. And so it's easy. Okay. And although it's easy, you guys, there's still thrill there. There's still excitement. Okay. For my people that are single, this is something that's coming, single and not mingling. This is something that's coming in the works. I think it's coming sooner than you think. All right. For my singles who are mingling, I think that there is a connection that has this, there's a connection that has an opportunity to become this. There's an opportunity for a connection to become this. All right. You just have to pay attention and, what to do, Gemini. Make sure, do your thorough investigation. Put those PI skills on to make sure that this person is not wearing a mask. It says move with deliberate care as patience and attentiveness guide you through achievements. So this is a connection that is going to be successful. You just need to take your time. Take your time for my singles. Take your time. Day by day, brick by brick, okay? We're not rushing to do anything. We're taking our time. We're going with the vibe and we're seeing where it leads, okay? And I mean, you can move fast if you want, but Spirit here is saying that we need to be taking our time. We should not be rushing anything at this point in time, okay? We need to be following our intuition. We need to be following the vibe, following the energy, okay? And we need to be attentive at this time. We need to be attentive at this time. I think that there might be a few of these singles that, still are healing, whether you're in the beginning, the middle, or the end of that phase. There's still some healing, or there's, whether it's residual from residual energy from previous relationships. We have some residue left, okay? So we just want to make sure that transitioning from that healing phase into receiving and opening, that we're taking our time, okay? Because this is something that is going to be given to us, but it does not need to be rushed, okay? There should not be any pressure on it. And if there's a connection that you're in that's pressuring you or rushing you, it's not for you, okay? We need to be taking our time. Taking our time, getting a vibe, and just feeling things out. Do you know that I was in a connection and this person wore a mask for a year? And I was like head over heels for this person. For an entire year, they wore a mask. And it was crazy because I think about maybe, and we move but we move fast, okay? I move fast. I move fast with this particular connection. Okay, so by the third or fourth month, maybe even fifth, it might have been the fifth month, but in between 3 to 5 months, like, I know for sure, like the first month, he was always over my house. He had met my children, like, and I never do anything like that. Like, I never let anyone meet my children. But however, this connection moved really fast because I thought, like, hey, this has to be the one, okay? This has to be the one. Like, we kicked it off from day one, right? So, through the first month or two, always around each other, and by the either third through the fifth month, this guy moved in, and I'm saying paying bills, etc., like just the bomb.com. Everything was good, okay, for a year. Okay, slowly transitioning into the year, it comes to the light. A lot of things start coming to the light. Things that I would have never been okay with. Never would I have been okay with this. And things just started revealing themselves. So people, I say that to say this, that people wear masks, okay? People wear masks. And this person wore a mask for a year. And after the year, like, things went from good, like the best moments that I could think of, to good, to bad, to worse. And that was a connection or a soul tie that was hard for me to separate myself from. Okay. So we just want to be making sure that we're taking our time. If there's anything that needs to be revealed, we're giving it time to hit the surface. We're giving things time to show us what it is. We're able to see others' authenticity. We want to know people well enough to where we can tell when they're lying and when they're telling the truth. And I'm not talking about just an assumption, but I'm talking about when you really know a person so well to that it's not an assumption. You know for a fact when they're lying or telling the truth. Okay? You're not being gaslighted. Okay? I'm telling you, you guys want to take your time. And some of you probably can relate to my story. I mean, when it came to the light, this guy had a fresh baby, was living a whole nother life. And the other woman knew about me, though I never knew about her. She knew about me the whole entire time and hated me. Hated me. Would call my job, call where I lived, call the police on my residence. And I was in the blind thinking that, this is weird. Why is this stuff happening? People will, third parties will spiritually attack you. Like, I got stories for days, y'all, but it's not about me right now. But what I am trying to say is to avoid the bullshit, pump the brakes, take it slow. Test this person out. Put them through some tests. Put them through some tests and see, will they pass or will they fail? Know what you're up against. This is another thing. You need to be getting to know this person. And then also, aren't you curious about maybe like the past? And not just what this person is telling you, but facts. Okay? You want to know where this person comes from. Who raised this person? Okay? We want to know who raised you. We want to know if there's like any healing that still needs to be done. Is there any trauma? And people won't confess to a lot of things at first. And over time, sometimes you see it. And sometimes they might never say anything. But like if you're a person like me, like I pay attention to people. So sometimes I can call things out and they be like, whoa, how did you, we're trying to figure this out beforehand, before we go exclusive, before we get committed, before we do the woo-doo and get these soul attachments that should have never been attached in the first place. Okay? We're thorough. I'm talking about PI skills. Like, I'm not even lying to you. Like, after that dude wore a mask for a year, and then I think after that, I probably stuck it out for another good 4 months, and then I had to throw in the towel like, no, this is it. Like, bad connections will send your life spiraling, and that's exactly where my life was heading. And I couldn't know. I could not. I had to stop in my tracks and realize like I've come too far. And just in a blink of an eye, I was about to lose everything from a connection that I did not take my time with. And after that connection, I don't play about me. I do not. I mean, I never played about me, but no, like, this is different. Like, I'm moving complete. Like, I'm pulling you up on the clerk of court for your county. I'm paying attention to the conversations. Wherever you've been, I'm looking you up. And no, like, we have to know, like, I need to know. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I got too much to lose, and I'm not letting anybody come in my energy unhealed with the victim mindset, confuse themselves. Because a lot of times when people come in to manipulate and with confusion and to confuse, they're confused themselves. And 9 times out of 10, they're being manipulated in a situation. Like, no, no, I'm not going through that again. Yeah. And it's here on the table. And you feel exactly what I'm saying. Like, your past. You've learned these lessons and you're not trying to relearn these lessons again. So let's just play it safe. I mean, where are we going anywhere? What's the rush? Okay? And if a person is in a rush, they're not for you. That's scary too, because then a person go to rushing and trying to do all of this, and I'd be like, hold on, sir, do you got AIDS or something? Like, what's... I'm crazy, y'all, but when people go to rushing and stuff, like, I think about the past person, like, what were you rushing for? Yeah, they already felt like the person had already felt like they, you know, they weren't happy with this person, but they knew they had all of this stuff going on with this person. And then they just so happened to run into me, a good person, head on their shoulders, shit together, and they did not want to let me go. But you still had this whole life over here. And sometimes people who do that, they want to hold on to something that's good, that they know is good. They don't want to miss out. Nobody wants to miss out on anything good. Okay? But a lot of times people, rather than being honest and letting you know what's going on, or working through whatever they need to work through in order to transition into something else, they won't. They'll avoid it and they'll try to keep you on a string. No, we're not doing that. We're not accepting that. So you know what? We've learned our lessons. We're not learning them again. And we're setting up boundaries, not only for others, but for ourselves. So we know, it's for us too, for our safety, for our sanity, for our progress. So we're not blocking nothing for us. We're taking our time. We've learned. And we see bullshit from a mile away. We know, yeah, it's going to be like deja vu. Because when someone comes around and they make a move or a statement or an action that's us, it's like deja vu. We like, oh, hell no. I seen this shit before. I'm not doing this shit again. Oh, my mama, I'm not doing this shit again. Oh, my kids, I'm not doing this shit again. Yeah, like that type of energy. And it's not about ego. It's not about pride. It's not thinking that we're better than anyone. But we know our worth. We know our worth. We know what we deserve. Okay? And so that's why we're going to take our time for my singles. Now, for my Geminis who are in a relationship, you have this connection that's nothing like the past. There's no ego at play. There's no energy that reminds you of the past. There's no energy that's draining you. Okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think this reading is going to be a lot. This message is going to be really like paying attention to, and I'm not even going to say that. I think this energy is allowing us to be in our feminine energy, our soft energy. Okay? It's allowing us to be in our soft era. Okay? And we're not dealing with nothing exhausting. We're not going back to what we used to do. And I was just talking about, it says drained on the card and depletion. We're not dealing with any energy that resembles, looks, smells, acts, none of that. None of the above. We're not dealing with none of that. None of that clinginess. And I know this for a fact for Geminis, like we love our person to love on us, but we like our freedom too. We like to be able to have like a person that trusts us and have that freedom too. Like we like you to be like, don't play about it. Don't get me wrong. We like you to not play about us and, let it be known, but it's like a thin line, okay? And the person has to be able to find a balance in it, or we're going to be completely turned off. We're not going to be with that shit. Because one thing about a Gemini, Baby, if I can't, how? So you mean to tell me I only can sit up under you? And that's fine for my people who don't have homegirls or don't like to go out and do anything. That's fine. Okay? That's fine. But we just a drop, just like a little, like if I was to take this oil and just a drop, like a drop maybe of just a little bit of like, clinginess, not like I want to say a drop of toxic, but it's not really toxic, but it's like enough to let you know, like, don't play with me type energy. Yeah, like that, but not too much, not too heavy on it, okay? Not too heavy on the don't play about you, not too heavy, but a little, we need a little bit. Because sometimes we like to feel that energy. We do. Not even gonna lie, but to the point where I can't even breathe, like you're smothering me. No, not at all. Yeah. For my Geminis who are in a relationship right now, this is your person. They only have eyes for you. They crave you. This is not to be confused with clinginess. To like just obsession. Not no. It's a difference between obsess and crave. Okay. Obsessed and devoted. Like it's a difference. And that's what I'm saying. Like that thin line. Like a thin line. Like I want you all about me. But not to the point where a nigga like you gonna kill me. Sorry, excuse my language. Not to like you gonna kill me if we have an argument and not like, no. But I do want you for me, devoted to me, because one thing about a Gemini, we're gonna give the same in return. And baby, we don't play about what's ours. Nothing that's attached to us do we play about. Okay? It don't matter. Okay? Yeah. And we definitely want to be checking for connections, people, places, anything. Like, I'm one of those people where, like, if you are influenced by, like, you have to let me make sure I say this the right way, because I don't want anyone to be offended. But, like, if I'm in a connection with you, let me say it like this. Like, okay, I was getting to know this guy, and he was cool with somebody who I used to be friends with. And the person told them, like, something about me. And then the person came to me and was like, oh, such and such told me that I needed to watch out for you because you do this. No way. Dead. It's over. It's nothing. Because that's their perspective. Why don't you get to know me and you figure out how to handle me? Why is there like third party like advice? Like, I'm the type of person, like, when I'm messed up about, if I'm interested in somebody, I'm going for it. Listen, everyone has a story. I'm not saying that you don't listen, but what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't need nobody who's influenced by their peers. Okay? I don't need nobody who's influenced by their peers. Like, they can't make any executive decisions unless they get some type of insight from their peers. No, you got to have a strong mind. Like, a person with a weak mind can't stand next to me. You can't handle me. I'm going to be too tough for you. Because when I make a decision, I'm making a decision. And if I'm talking to my homegirl about something, it's about a decision that I already made. Like, I'm not coming up, girl, what should I, like, we are grown. Like, come on. And yeah, grown people still have shit to figure out too. But what I'm trying to say is, all that peer this, peer that, no. Big mama, okay? And I think a lot of my Geminis feel the same. Big mama energy, big daddy energy. Yeah, all of that. All of that. And we definitely not dealing with nobody that's attached to nothing from the past. And we definitely not dealing with no third parties. And you know what I'm going to say too? I respect the guy who is saying scratch that. I respect the individual that lets it be known that, yeah, I'm single. I have friends. Now, you don't have to go into detail about those friends, but you're single. You have every right to have friends. You're dating. That's the point of dating. You can be dating multiple people. Yeah, you can. And just because you're dating them doesn't mean that you're intimate with them. But then again, that's going to go, it depends on the person. Me personally, I don't have to be intimate with anyone that I'm dating. I don't. I don't feel the need to. Okay? But to each his own, because I have a homegirl who she probably dates a few people and she might be sleeping with maybe one or two of them, but that's her prerogative. It works for her, and I'm not judging her. That's your thing. Do you, boo? You have to figure out what works for you. But you do need to, it is respected about a person that lets you know what's up. So you know how to move. All of that being sneaky and having third parties, and then people want to fight people because they feel like they're the only one. No. Everybody, look, everybody needs to be aware of what's going on so we don't have no hiccups and no misunderstandings. He told you you was a friend and you knew that. So what are you upset about? And vice versa. Like, we not doing none of that ghetto toxic stuff. Like, that's crazy. And I'm not saying ghetto. Ghetto to me is a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And I don't look at it like a place. Or I don't get like visuals of a specific person. Like, you know, a lot of times when we say ghetto, they probably thinking about the hood, the projects, the slums. No, I'm talking about a mindset. A ghetto mindset that keeps you trapped in the same cycle, in that same karmic lessons, in those repeated patterns. That's what I'm talking about when I say ghetto. And baby, I don't do ghetto. I don't do ghetto. I don't. And I won't. I have. Don't get me wrong. I have done ghetto. And guess what? I used to have a ghetto mindset. But guess what? I don't live there anymore. I don't live there in that mindset anymore. So I'm not going to accept that. So yeah, I respect someone who is honest with me. I'm not asking for you to tell me every little detail, but what I want you to grace me with my birth-given right, which is free will. If I want to deal with a person that's dating multiple people, let that be my choice. And if I'm looking for someone who already knows what they want and they're not really on the market until they find somebody, let me make that choice too. Let me make that choice, okay? So I feel like that is the energy for the collective. Like, it's certain things, like we need substance right now. We're at a time in our life where we need substance. We need something with value. We need something that adds to us, okay? And a lot of us already know what we want. And for my Geminis in a relationship, you have that. You're realizing that you have that with this person. That this person is exactly what you want in a significant other. And it's working for you, okay? It's working. And you feel like you made a good choice. You feel like you made a good choice. And I love that for you. And anytime that we're able to build this with somebody, the intimacy is going to be, mwah, baby. It is. It is. When you build a mental bond with somebody, the intimacy hits different. And I'm not just talking about physical intimacy. This is a real deal bond. Like, this is a friendship. This is something that will last. Something that can endure. Anytime you build and bond with somebody, in those ways, mentally, spiritually, before you even get physically, it lays a foundation so strong. Nothing. If Irma decide that she finna come back through and tear it up, she can't even do it. And y'all know Irma did a big one on us. And what's the other one name? Whatever the other one name, yeah, did a big one on Florida. Yeah, if they decide to run it back and come and try to tear through, they can't. The foundation is so strong. You built it off of truth. You built it off authenticity. This is something that's genuine. There's no mask being worn. This is a connection that was graced with vulnerability, and no one took advantage of. All the cards were laid out on the table, and no one cheated anyone of anything. And it flows. And I think for my Geminis in a connection, you have that. You're seeing that, or maybe you were having a rough patch with this person, but through it all, you see that this is the person. You have something solid here with this person. So rough patch or not, this is your person who you're sticking with. And for my single Geminis, this is what's coming into play. This is what we can have when we take our time and play our cards right, okay? We're not rushing into anything, okay? That cycle of brokenness is over. We're not going through that anymore. We're coming into something, a connection so beautiful. So beautiful, okay? And this is authentic. It's true. This is built off of truth. True emotions, true intentions, honesty, picture, crystal clear picture. Okay? Yeah. This is what we have. This is exactly what we have, Gemini, in love. And I love that for us. We can't play about us. And when we don't play about us, people are unable to play with us. Yeah. No more emotional storms. No more. That's done. That's done. No more. No more of that. What else, Spirit, do you have for my Gemini? Yeah. We've already overcome those things. And we're back on our feet and we're ready. Yeah, we're getting a fresh start. And with that fresh start, we're gonna move accordingly. We're being open, but we also have boundaries. We're testing people. We know what we're worthy of. So we need to be challenging and testing those to see if they are worthy. Yeah. We've learned from our past mistakes. And now is our time to sit back and take it easy and get what we deserve. We are not, yeah. We are not rushing. We're taking it easy. We're taking it easy so that we can receive what is truly for us. We are. Yeah. Take your time and love the process. Everything is a process. Take your time and love it. Okay? Yeah. Don't forget Spirit during this process, okay? Take our time. We're taking it easy. We're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. We're not putting all our energy And two, no, we're not. We're taking our time day by day, brick by brick, learning, building, and growing. And in the end, the outcome is going to be a celebration. It's going to be success. Success in love. Success in a divine connection. Okay? Okay, my Geminis, this was your Flame Line Friday. I'll see you next Friday.